Hello everyone, today we will start with a new concept, that is maxima and minima, and this is the last concept of this chapter. Okay, here we are going to study about where the function attains the maximum value and where it attains the minimum value and what is the point. Those things are you are going to study in this concept. For example, let me consider the function y is equal to f of x. Okay, we have considered one function. Let us consider the graph of this function like this. Okay, now we have considered the function y is equal to f of x and this is the graph of a function. Now by seeing this graph only, we can say that where the function attains a maximum value, right? Where it will be, obviously the function attains here, it has a maximum value. Let me consider this as an interval a and this is an interval b points. This function is defined in the interval a to b and it is continuous and it is not differentiable here and it is not differentiable at the point b, but it is differentiable in the open interval a comma b. Remember this. Let us consider this point as c. Okay, and this point belongs to the interval a comma b. Then this point c is called the point of maximum. Remember this point c is called the point of maxima. After substitution of the value c in the function f of x, is it clear? C is called the point of maxima. After the substitution of the value c in y, or we will get f of x. Is it clear? So here we will get f of x. F of x will be now f of c. Is it clear? C is called the point of maxima. You have to substitute the maximum value in the function. Then you will get f of c. This is called the maximum value of a function. Maximum value of a function f. Is it clear? So there exists a one point c in between a to b. Then c is called the point of maxima. After substitution of that c in the function, you will get some value that is called the maximum value. The definition says that, okay, maximum means there exists a function f is defined in the interval I. Okay, f is a real valued function is defined in the interval I. Then there exists, this is the actual definition of a maxima. Okay, there exists a point, c in I. Okay, there should be a function is defined on the interval I and there exists some point c in the interval I. Then if it is the value of f of c is greater than f of x, the value of f of c should be greater than f of x for all x in I. Okay, for all the value of x belongs to that interval and the value of f of c should be greater than f of x for all x in c. Then the f of c is called maximum value. Okay, f of c is called the maximum value and the point c is called the point of maximum. Here I explain this one, point of maximum. Is it clear? So the thing is, there should be a one function should be there that should be exist in the interval. Then there exists a one point c. Then the value of f of c should be greater than f of x. Then the function f of c is called the maximum value of a function and the c is called the point of maximum. This is about the maximum. Similarly, we can define the minimum. Okay, we'll see what is the minimum. Let us consider the graph. I'll consider like this. Okay, so the function is say y is equal to f of x. Okay, similar to that one. Here we can see this, the function attains the minimum value at this point and we'll consider this as an interval, so this is also one b. Okay, and there exists some point c. Now the value of f of c will be somewhere here. So this is the value of f of c. Is it clear? This is the value of f of c and this is called the point of minimum. There it was point of maxima. So here it is point of minima and this is called the minimum of a function. Is it clear? Minimum value of a function. Definition is similar to this one. So definition says that, see here, there exists one function is there. That function is defined in the interval I. Okay, function is defined in an interval I. Then there exists a point. There exists a point C in I such that the value of f of c should be, here to see the maxima, the value of f of c should be greater than f of x to see a maximum. But to see a minima, obviously f of c should be less than f of x. Is it clear? F of c should be less than f of x, and this is very important for all x in I. Clear? For all x in I, then we can say that the f of c is the minimum value of a given function, and the point c is called the point of minimum. This is about the maxima and minima. Now we will see extreme point. We will see about extreme point and extreme value. Simple it is. Suppose a function which attains either the maximum value or the minimum value. Then the point c is called the extreme point, and the value of f of c is called the extreme value. We will see the definition. Suppose a function f is defined on an interval I. Okay, so function is defined in an interval I. Now there exists a point c. There exists a point c in I. Okay, then the value of f of c is either maximum or minimum. It may be maximum or minimum. Okay, minimum value. Then the point c is called extreme point, or it is also called as a critical point. C is called an extreme point. And the value of f of c is called extreme value. Extreme value. Simple it is. Okay. It may be a maximum value or the minimum value. Those values called as a extreme value, and those points are called as a extreme point. Remember this one. And one more thing, it is not compulsory that the function should has only one maximum value. So more than that is also possible. If you consider the graph of a sine function or the cos function. Let us consider the graph of a sine function. You know the domain, that is between, range is between +1 to -1, right? So this is the range of a sine function. The function graph of this will be like this, right? So what is the maximum value here? Maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is -1. Right? So here many maxima, point of maxima is possible. Right? Here at this point of, also this is point of maxima, and here this is also a point of maxima. Here this is point of minima, and this point will be point of minima. Right? So there are more than one possible values of maximum and minimum will be there. Is it clear? Now let us consider one example. If I consider f of x is equal to x square. Now, can you say what is the maximum value for this? It is not possible, right? Because interval is not defined. If it is an interval is given, then we can find the maximum value. But can you say what is the minimum value? Obviously, minimum value of this function will be 0, right? Consider any values, it will be positive. So, minimum value of this function will be 0. Right? At x is equal to 0, the value of f of 0 will be also equal to 0. So this is called the point of minima, and this is called the minimum value. Is it clear? So this is called the point of minima. At this point the function attains minimum value. So this is called the point of minima, and this is called the minimum value. Now let us consider another one. F of x is equal to mod x. Now can we say what is the maximum value? It is not possible, right? Because the interval is not different. Can we say what is the minimum value? Obviously the minimum value will be 0. At the value of x is equal to 0, f of 0 will be equal to 0. the value of x is belongs to -6 to 2. I mean interval is defined, right? Now can you say what is the maximum value for this? Obviously the maximum value will be at -6, right? If I substitute the value of x as -6, f of -6 will be equal to mod of -6. Mod of -6 will be +6, right? So modulus will be considered positive. So f of -6 is equal to 6. So this is the maximum value. Is it clear? At the point -6, the function attains the maximum value. So -6 is called the point of maxima and the value 6 is called the maximum value. Is it clear? The -6 is called the point of maxima and the value of 6 is called the maximum value. For example, let us consider one more. F of x is equal to x. Okay, the function defined as f of x is equal to x. Now the value of x belongs to 0, 1. Okay, the value of x belongs to 0, 1. Now can you say what is the maximum value and what is the minimum value? See, if I draw the graph of this function, it is defined between 0 to 1, right? So this will be 0 but it is not included and this will be 1. This is also not included. From here the graph goes like this, straight line. Yes, and at this point it is not defined, I mean it is not given, it is not included. From 0 to 1 is there. Now can you say what is the minimum value? The minimum value of this one, it is very close to 0, right? The minimum value will get, it is very close to 0, but we cannot define what value it is. Is it clear? We cannot define what value it is. So if it is a maximum value, maximum of value of this one is very close to 1. Actually very close to 1 maximum value will get, but we don't know what is the value here. So for this function we can say that it has neither maximum nor minimum value. Is it clear? For this function it has neither maximum nor minimum. If I consider the value of x belongs to closed interval 0, 1. Now obviously we can say, right, at the point of 0 x is equal to 0, right? If I substitute x as 0, f of 0 will be equal to 0. So this is called the point of minima and this is called the minimum value. If I substitute x is equal to 1, right, f of 1 will be equal to 1. So this is called the point of maxima and this is called the maximum value. Other than that everything will be less than this, right, between 0 to 1. So if it is 0 and 1 is included, then we can define the maximum and minimum value. If it is not included, then we cannot say what is the maximum value and what is the minimum value. At that time we can say that it has neither maximum nor minimum. About local maxima and local minima, this is an important one. Okay, the name only says what is meant by local. Local will be nothing but it is very close to or very near. For example, same graph will consider. Okay, so this is a graph. As I told you, this is called the maximum value, right? And we'll consider this point as C. This is a C and here this will be f of C, right? Now the value which is very close to this one, okay, the value which is close to this one, there are both the sides it is possible. Those values are called the local maxima. Here this is the local maxima. If I consider the graph of this function, so this is the minimum value, right? It is very close to this value. These are called the local minimum. There exists so this definition says that there exists some h which should be greater than 0. Okay, there should exist one positive quantity such that this will be now c minus h and this will be c plus h. Is it clear? The value of, there should exist one value, that value should be greater than 0. Then it is in between two values are possible. One is c minus h, that is left side, and right side it will be c plus h. Here also this will be now c minus h and here this side it will be c plus h. So these are called local maxima and this is called the local minimum. Now we will see the definition. Okay, let f be a real valued function. Real valued function. See, this is only the geometrical representation. This is the actual definition. Let f be a real valued function. Then c be an interior point point in the domain of F, point in the domain of F, is it clear? There is a one function and C be a one interior point in the domain of a function F, that I mean that C should belongs to the domain of that function. Then there is a exists one positive quantity, that is h is greater than 0, that should be always positive, h should be greater than 0, then f of c is greater than or equal to f of x. Remember, f of c is greater than or equal to f of x for all x in that quantity, that means c minus h comma c plus h. Is it clear? For all f of c should be greater than or equal to f of x in c minus h and c plus h, then the point C is called local maximum. Local maxima. Here one more thing you have to remember, x cannot be equal to c. X, the value of x cannot be equal to c. F of c can be equal to f of x, that is possible, but the value of x cannot be equal to c. So this is called the local maximum. Similarly, we can define the local minima similar to this one. Let f be a real valued function and c be an interior point in the domain of f. Then there exists some h greater than 0 such that f of c should be less than or equal to f of x. So clear? F of c should be less than or equal to f of x for all x's in the interval c minus h comma c plus h. C minus h comma c plus h means c minus h is somewhere here, c plus h is somewhere here, in between this. So clear? C minus h and c plus h. Here c minus h is somewhere here, very close to c. Is it clear? C minus h is very close to c but less than c. C plus h will be very close to c but it is greater than c. If it is belongs in this interval, then that point c is called the local minimum. Is it clear? C is called local minima. And one more thing students, f of c is called the local minimum value. F of c is called local minimum value. And here f of c is called the local maximum value. F of c is called the local maximum value. I hope you understood about this one. Okay, so this is only about the geometrical representation. But to find the values of local maxima and local minima, we cannot use this one. By drawing the graph, it is not possible. There is another method. By using a theorem, we can find the local maxima and local minima. Just understand the concept, okay? Maximum value understood, minimum value understood. Now local maxima and local minima will be very close to the maximum value and it should be between the interval c minus h and c plus h. Here h is any positive quantity. The value of h should be greater than 0. Now we will see how to find the local maxima and local minima. Before that, one theorem is there. We will see that, then we will move to local maxima. Okay. See this theorem, only statement is given, proof is not there and it is not important also. Just we will go through it. You might have observed by here, now we will see this theorem, only the statement is given, proof is not there and it is not important also. Just understand this one. You might have observed that while writing a definition for the local maxima and local minima, I represented there x is cannot be equal to c, right? X cannot be equal to c. F of x should be, f of c should be greater than or equal to f of x, then c is called the local maxima. And f of c should be less than or equal to f of x, then c is called the local minimum, right? But the value of x cannot be equal to c. F of x, c can be equal to f of x. X cannot be equal to c. If it is x is equal to c, what happens? Here that theorem says that, see, let f be a function defined on an interval I. Suppose c belongs to I, be any point f as a local maxima or local minimum, okay, at the point x is equal to c. Here we have represented that x is cannot be equal to c. If it is x is equal to c, then what happens? Then either f dash of c should be equal to 0. I mean slope f dash of c means slope of the tangent at this point should be equal to 0. That will be parallel to x axis. F is not differentiable at c. Is it clear? Suppose if it is x is equal to c, then if it attains the either maximum, local maximum or local minimum, then either f dash of c should be equal to 0 or f is not differentiable at the point c. So this is about the theorem. How to find a local maxima and local minima. I'll tell you the steps first. First, what you have to do is, anyway this is a chapter based on the derivatives, so you need to use the differentiation. First you have to differentiate the given function. Okay, differentiate the given function. This is the first step. After the differentiation, you have to equate that derivative into 0. Okay, equate that into 0. So that third step, you will get some values of x. Values of x. Then you need to represent those values on a number line. Similarly, we have solved in the increasing and decreasing functions, right? Similarly, you have to represent that on number line. Is it clear? We have to represent that on number line. After that, those values which divides the interval into some disjoint intervals, right? So then you have to check the intervals. You need to write the intervals. After that, you have to check where the function f dash of x is greater than 0, where it is positive and where it is negative. By using this one, we can say what is the maximum value and what is the minimum value. These are the first steps. First you have to differentiate, equate to 0, find the values of x, then represent on a number line, then check the value of f dash of x. We will solve one problem so that you can understand it better. Okay, let us consider that problem. You have to find the local maxima and local minima. I'll write that problem. F of x is equal to x cube minus 3x plus 3. Listen carefully. Okay, simple it is. First you have to differentiate. So f dash of x is equal to x cube will be 3x square minus 3, right? Next you have to equate that equal to 0. F dash of x is equal to 0. I mean the line will be parallel to the x axis. That is now 3x square minus 3 is equal to 0. By this we can write 3x square is equal to 3x square is equal to 1. So the value of x will be equal to plus or minus 1. Two possible values are there, right? Plus or minus 1. Next step is differentiate, equate to 0, find the values of x and y, then you have to consider the number line. I will consider the number line. So points are here somewhere minus 1 is there and here somewhere plus 1 is there, right? So this minus 1 and plus 1, two values are there, so which divides the interval into three parts. What are those? One is minus infinity to minus 1, second one minus 1 to plus 1, third one 1 to infinity. Three disjoint intervals are there. Now you have to check where the function is positive and where the function is negative. Now here you can see this minus 1 is there, right? So less than this. So I will consider the negative value. Negative value, so I will consider minus 2. Okay? If I consider minus 2 whole square will be positive, right? This is minus 2 whole square will be 4. 4 into 3 will be 12, right? 12 minus 2 will be anyway. This will get as a positive. Here the value will be positive, right? Now we will check with this one. Minus 1 to 1. Anyway, minus 1 to 1 in between 0 is there. If I substitute 0, right? So this will be minus 3. Getting minus 1 to 1 in between 0 is there. We will substitute x as 0. So if I substitute x as 0, f dash of x will be 0 minus 3. So this will be negative, right? Now if I consider these values 1 to all the positive values, we will consider plus 2. If I substitute plus 2, 2 square will be 4, 4 into 3 will be 12, right? 12 minus 3, 12 minus 3 anyway, you will get this as positive, right? So this is the second, this is the next step. Now see here we got this as positive and this as negative and this is positive. Now listen carefully. At this point, okay, at this point -1, the function plus 2, it changes to plus 2 minus, right? At this point -1, the function changes, f dash of x changes the value positive to negative. At this point is 1, right? At this point 1, the function changes the value negative to positive. Is it clear? At the point, listen carefully, at the point -1, the function changes the value positive to negative. This is positive is there and here it jumps to negative. At the point 1, it changes to negative to positive. If changes to positive to negative, then this value is called the maxima value, point of maxima. Is it clear? This is called the point of, not only maxima, it is the point of maximum. I hope you are understanding this one. Okay, if it is the function changes the value positive to negative, okay, it is plus to minus, then it is a maximum. It's a ulta. Usually we think negative positive will be maximum. No, here positive to negative will be point of maxima and the value of f of -1. Is it clear? This -1 is called the point of maxima and f of -1 is called maximum value. Called maximum value. Is it clear? So now here you can observe here, if it is changes to negative to positive, then it is called, that point 1 is called the point of minimum. Is it clear? So this is called point of minima and the value f of 1 is called minimum value. I hope you understood this one. I'll repeat this one. See, if it is a function, suppose it changes to plus to minus, okay, if it is changes at some point, okay, this is important, these points -1 and 1, if it is changes to plus to minus, then it is called the maximum. This is the maximum. If it is changes to minus to plus, okay, if it is changes to minus to plus, then it is called the minimum and that point is called the point of minimum and that value will be called the minimum value. And one more thing, if it will be plus to plus only, this is also possible, right? If it is a function will remain same, here it is -1 is there, here also positive, if we get here also positive. So clear? Here we got plus and minus. If it is both are plus, then it is called the point of inflection. Point of inflection. I mean there is no maximum value and there is no minimum value. Point of inflection. If it is negative to negative also, this is called the point of inflection. If it is changes, then we can say that is a local maxima and local minima. If it doesn't change, then it is called the point of inflection. Remember, plus to minus maximum, minus to plus minimum. If it is remains same, then it is called the point of inflection. Actually, this is explained by using a one theorem. Now let us see that theorem. Okay, sorry for this. So this should be a local maxima. Okay, we are speaking about the local maxima and local minima. I told you that maximum value and minimum value. No, it is now local. Sorry for this. Local maxima and local maximum value. Is it clear? Local maxima and local maximum value. This is also a local minima and local minimum value. Local is very important. Okay. Here local maximum, that is also local maximum and local minimum. Another one is, it is a in point of inflection. Theorem 3, first derivative test. By using this theorem, we can find the local maxima and local minimum. Don't worry, already I had explained this one by using that problem, previous problem. Just we'll go through it. Okay. Suppose, see this, it is given that let f be a function defined on the open interval I. Let f be continuous at a critical point C. Critical point C or the extreme point C. Then if f dash of x changes sign from positive to negative. This is important. Suppose the function changes the sign from positive to negative, then it attains a local maximum. See, positive to negative as increases through C, that is if f dash of x is greater than 0 at every point sufficiently close to that point C, okay, that point C, and to the left of C, and f dash of x is less than 0 at every point sufficiently close to the right of C, then C is called the local maxima and, okay, then C is called the local maximum. Just the thing is, you have to remember, if it changes from the positive to negative, then it is called the local maximum. That's it. And second, I have not written, it's there in your textbook. Please take down this, okay, write this second also. If it is a function changes from negative to positive as x increases, then the function we can say that it has a local minima. That point is called the local minima and that value is called the local minimum value. Third one is f dash of x does not change sign as x increases through C, then C has a neither local maxima nor local minima, then that is called the point of inflection. Is it clear? So this is called the first derivative test. By using this test, we can find the local maxima and local minima. In the next session, we will see the second derivative test. By using that also, we can find same local maxima and local minima. Now we will see one problem based on this problem. See, before that theorem is nothing but simple. It is, see, if I consider this is a point C, I mean till if I consider this as a positive, and here one more point is there C2, this will consider C1, and here this is negative and this is positive. Till here, to close to it is very close to here, this will be positive till here. Here also it will be very close to this part, it will be negative. Is it clear? At this point it changes to positive to negative. At this point it will be equal to 0, right? Just it changes to from positive to negative. So this is called the local maximum. Here also till here very close to here, this will be negative, and here also very close to here it will be positive. But here changes to negative to positive. So this is called the local minimum. I hope you understood this one. Okay. Remember, plus 2 minus maxima, minus 2 plus minimum. Okay. Now we will see this problem. See, f of x is given. First work is you have to differentiate. F dash of x is equal to 3x cube will be 3x square, right? So this is now 6x square minus x square will be 2x. So this will be 12x plus 6. Second thing is you have to equate this to 0. 6x square minus 12x plus 6 is equal to 0, right? By equating f dash of x is equal to 0, I can take 6 common, x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So here x square minus 2x plus 1 I can write as x minus 1 whole square, right? X minus 1 whole square is equal to 0. So x minus 1 is equal to 0. The value of x will be equal to 1. So only one critical point is there. Is it clear? Only one. This is the critical point, or we can say this is the extreme point. Only one is there. Now we'll check with the number line. So directly we can say 1 divides the interval into the number line into the two disjoint intervals. If I consider this is a 1, what are the intervals? One is minus infinity to 1, right? Another one will be 1 to plus infinity. Is it clear? We got only one critical point. So this is the only one critical point. So it divides the number line into two parts, minus infinity to 1 and 1 to infinity. Now we will check this value. If I consider this is a 1, right? So here all the negative values are there. We will consider this as minus 2. If now f dash of x, if I substitute minus 2, here anyway this will be positive. This is minus into minus will be plus. Anyway this is also plus. So we will get it as a plus, right? Consider any negative value. This will be positive, right? Now consider any positive value. Let us consider plus 2 itself. Here we will consider plus 2. If I consider plus 2, so this will be anyway. This is positive, square is there, plus 2, right, into 12. It will be less than this. Again here plus is there. Consider any value. This will be also positive. You can check with any value. So this is also a positive value. Is it clear? So at this critical point, the function f dash of x does not change its sign, right? So it will be positive to positive. So 1 is called the point of inflection. Is it clear? Here there is no local maxima or there is no local minima. So the point 1 is called critical point. 1 is called point of inflection. Is it clear? Point of inflection. I hope you understood this one. Okay. If it is here plus 2 minus, then what we can say? It is a local maximum. If it is minus 2 plus, then we can say it is a local minimum. But here it is positive to positive, same it is there. So it is called the point of inflection. I hope you understood about this one. Now in the next session we will speak about the second order derivatives.